Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us today. You know, classic cars in general are great smile makers. Anybody who sees these cars, even if they don't love cars, makes a smile. In this case here, when people see this car, there's no mistaking what this car is. You know, this car has its own design. Even the design itself is patented. You know, when this car goes down the road, even if you don't know the difference between a Cadillac and a Honda, you know for a fact, regardless if you just come to Earth or not today, that this would be a Corvette. Great lines, awesome exaggerated stance, like this right here to house the big wheel wells, and the way the hood comes up like that. This one here in particular is really nice because with the T-tops, just undo them. Takes 2 seconds to undo them. They go in a little bag in the back, and it changes the whole car. Even this right here, this window comes out, so you have total open air motoring, but you have the safety of the roll bar here. And it makes it for a really, really nice car. Anyway, let's take a walk around. Some great features about a car like this. For instance, 4-wheel disc brakes. Very top of the line expensive, very top of the line quality, and the Corvettes were early to come out with those. Fully independent rear suspension, so the center of the rear is housed and it's in place. And then it has half shafts that obviously allow the car to have fully independent suspension instead of like a solid axle in like a Chevrolet or a Mustang or something like that. Big fat wheels and tires on here, and enough to stuff in there and fill them up and make them handle and look really great. All right, let's move on to the paint of the car. You know, we talked about the style and how great it looks. All new chrome, new stainless, emblems, things like that. All very important to a restored car. But this is a great color car. It's Mulsanne blue. With a matching blue interior, and this car probably on the showroom floor didn't last very long. You know, probably sold very quickly. First off, you don't see it that often. It's great looking, and the nice thing about it maybe is it's not that it's red, silver, or black like a lot of Corvettes are. This is interesting and it's different. So when you go to a car show, the likelihood of pulling up and seeing the same car there would be very difficult. But for instance, let's take a look at this like paint quality. You know, when you're looking at cars on the internet, pictures, they all look great. But here, the video doesn't lie. You know, it shows you exactly what you're seeing. This is crystal clear, bright, shiny, wet sanded, show waxed and detailed paint, and it just looks great. Okay? Another couple nice styling features of the 71. I love the egg crate grills in there, the marker lights down there. It's just great style then, and like I said before, everybody knows if it's in its rear view mirror or behind it what it is. This is another just great styling. The way they split the bumper in half. You know, every car in 71 pretty much had a straight across bumper. In this case here, they split the bumper. Great tags around. You knew what was in front of you. Great looking tail lights. The little lip spoiler here. Little touches like the fuel filler door nice and flush and it's buried inside here. And if you want to, the windows come out and they just finished it up nicely. Just really nicely. So anyway, let's take a peek inside for a second. We'll see some of the detail there. You know, these cockpits were really, really ahead of their time. You know, even by today's standards, you're talking about 160 mile an hour speedometer, 7,000 RPM tach, full gauges across there from obviously fuel, but like water temperature, oil pressure, battery. This car's been restored nicely. Like the interior's new, the gauges have been refaced. It's showing 8,900 miles on the odometer, and that's what we were told is since the restoration of the car. So I think that looks great in there. Even little stuff like all of this, the console is new, this pad here, and a couple small things for me that says, hey, this car's been restored really nicely. Like for instance, even the clock works, right? Very rare the clock works. It probably didn't work that well at 72, let alone 2010 while we're shooting this video. Let's take a peek back here for a second. Here's another message that says, hey, I loved my car, it's been restored, and it's done a great job. Also, too, don't forget, you got shoulder harness restraints back then. Car cover. All the compartments are redone back here, all the trim is redone. Okay? There's a place for you to clip in the rear window when you take it out. And just nicely done. This has an upgraded Kenwood sound system with a remote. If you wanted us to, we could put the stock radio back in, so it looks totally stock in this car, and actually put the radio back there and kind of hide it for you if you wanted to. Enough of me talking, how about I start it for you so you can really hear what it sounds like. move on to underneath the hood. You know, in the world of muscle cars, there's some things that are important to a car and some things that are not important. And some of the things that are maybe aren't important but add value to the car definitely make this car a little different than some of the others. For instance, let's open the hood and we'll look at the detail for a second. Inside here we got our correct matching numbers, 350, 270 horsepower. You know, it was 300 the year before, and just with the power rating, it still makes power. This one here makes well over 300 horsepower. And it's backed up by the 4-speed too, positive traction rear, and it goes down the road like no other 71 that I've ever driven. A couple nice things too that we forget to ask about. For instance, power steering. You know, today's modern car comes with power steering. A lot of muscle cars and classic cars back then didn't have it. It was optional. This has the power steering. This has power 4-wheel disc brakes instead of just drum brakes or disc brakes or 4-wheel disc brakes. It's got power 4-wheel disc brakes. Got the correct finned valve covers, the right air cleaner, and it's nicely detailed under here with the stickers and everything like that. I think it looks really nicely done. But more importantly, this car goes down the road really nicely. So another big feature that we didn't talk about is air conditioning. Now keep in mind, in 71, you know, air conditioning was very expensive. It was about 10% the price of the car. So for instance, like if today's new car's average price was $35,000, would you pay $3,500 for air conditioning? Probably not. So it was pretty expensive at its time, so not many people ordered it. So to find a Corvette and a muscle car with that on it that works is really a nice find. So some nice luxury features in here that make owning this car just even nicer. Hey, in closing up a video like this, you know, we walked around the car, we looked at the quality of the paint, we looked at the restoration, we looked at a lot of those things. But you know, just to summarize real quick, we're talking about great looking body and paint, great colors, matching numbers engine, air conditioning, 4-speed, T-tops come out, all the stuff that goes on like that just makes for just such a great vehicle that can be collectible for a really long time. Anyway, we're proud to present this car, 71 Corvette, removable T-top, rear window, 4-speed. Call us 301-816-1000 and we'll tell you all about it.